Sexism in the presidential race. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. Exit polling in West Virginia yesterday showed 22% of Democrats considered the race factor before casting their ballot. But why? Why should race matter in any way? Both white and black Americans need to ditch this racial stuff. Now, back on April 7th, I warned the race baiters on both sides, so watch out, and I meant it. That's why we've come down hard on Syracuse University for employing an instructor named Boyce Watkins, whose hate speech is off the chart. He's the guy who called Juan Williams a, quote, happy Negro, unquote. Well, the latest from Watkins is this, quote, O'Reilly, Hannity, and Limbaugh are in the same tradition as those who killed Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X, unquote. Well, since black Muslims murdered Malcolm, Watkins is not only a hater, he is a certified loon. Nevertheless, the chancellor at Syracuse, Nancy Cantor, will not condemn the hate speech.
This is an individual speaking for himself, not...
But do you want to speak for the university? Is the university responsible to...
An individual speaking for himself, not for the university.
Awful. Now, as chancellor at the University of Illinois, Dr. Cantor pushed to remove the school's mascot, an Indian chief. She also rightly shut down a Syracuse student TV show that trafficked in crude racial humor. So, if an issue offends the chancellor's left-wing sensibilities, she's all over it. Trust me, if Watkins were a member of the Klan, he would not be teaching at Syracuse University. But Watkins gets a pass, even though he is identifying himself as a Syracuse instructor on his hate-filled website. What Watkins and others are doing is creating an atmosphere where any criticism of Barack Obama can be called racist. Senator Obama, of course, has nothing to do with it, but loons trying to help him will surely harm him if this continues. Now, the Syracuse University thing, people ought to know what's going on here. That this Watkins is allowed to get away with this when no white professor could ever get away with this hate speech on any level at all. So that's number one. Number two, the reason he's doing this guy and others, because others are doing it too, is to set up a scenario whereby if you don't like Barack Obama or you criticize him on any level, that you're a racist. That's what's going on here. And Syracuse University, it's a big school. And you saw the chancellor, embarrassing to me. You know, it's not just his opinion. This man is representing the university by introducing himself on the website as a professor there.
Yeah, I agree with you that, look, I mean, it's clear that there's a big setup going on here, that if you take on Barack Obama, you're going to be tagged with racial insensitivity at the very least, because the left is obsessed with race. That's all they want to talk about is race. They're obsessed with it.
But
however,
here it's worse, though. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I only, and I'm going to hold her over another 30 seconds. This is important. Hannity and Limbaugh are very anti-Obama because they're Republican conservatives.
I know, this Professor Bill is a peon.
I know that.
This is his biggest day in the world that you're attacking him right now. It's his biggest day of his whole life that Fox News and Bill O'Reilly is elevating. Who knows this Boyd guy? You know, he's a little pea, a little flea. I just flick him away. You're too big for that.
No, you're making a mistake. This is all over the internet.
I disagree.
It's all over the internet. And it's sanctioned
is this guy?
No, it doesn't matter about him. Syracuse University, it matters. But the reason they're doing it is because Hannity and Limbaugh, and I don't know about you because I'm working when your show's on, but they are very, very big critics of Barack Obama.
Now
he's lumping me in with Hannity and Limbaugh. To me, I think I've been fair to Obama. I'm going to find out about him. But
pretty good company to keep, by the way.
But anyway, the object is to demonize Limbaugh and Hannity, maybe you, maybe me, by these guys. That's why I'm tackling it. It has nothing to do with this
Flick him off. He's irrelevant. Bill, you're bigger than that.
That's what they said about Ward Churchill. That's what they said.
I know, but...
And it's not going to stand.
Bill,
not at a big university like that, Laura. Not at a big
Syracuse
university
like professor is, I mean, it's a great school, but I've never heard of this guy before. He's being elevated. He's getting all this attention now. I think the substantive point you're making is right, and this guy is a fool.
Greetings and salutations. This is Big J here, but I gotta make a video on this. Check the links in the description box, if you will, for references. This past Sunday, this part of YouTube that I like to call the chitlin circuit of YouTube had a surprise pull-up by Anton Daniels on the Boyce Watkins channel. And Anton, who I am no fan of, but I do agree with him nonetheless when it comes to Boyce doing making petty shots, particularly on black men on YouTube, especially black men who are either passed away, and then black men who he tried to shame into not accepting women who have children out of wedlock, and why men don't want to marry women who are single mothers. And he makes shots at men and so forth. See, Boyce, ever since Boyce got on YouTube, it had always been making shots at other black people. And this is one of the reasons why I do not like pro-blacks, people who claim themselves to be pro-blacks, those who say they're Pan-African, those who say they are, who try to do the race hustling, the race hustling, the so forth, because they love to talk the good game about being for black people while being afraid to address the actual white individuals who got their boot on their neck. Now, over the course of the years, Boyce had created beefs with Comey Brown. I forgot the lady from Brick and Brown, Yvette Carnell. That's her name. I think one time or another, Kevin Samuels, of course. People like Roland Martin, Tone Talks, Tariq Nasheed, and so forth. But then he got all the energy for black men, black people in general. But he never had the same energy for Bill O'Reilly when Bill O'Reilly dragged him, or when Lord Ingram dragged him, or when Sean Hannity dragged him during the course between 2007 and 2009, when then Senator Barack Obama was running for president and then entering into the White House. They constantly on Fox News used to drag Boyce Watkins. Boyce Watkins also never really wanted to drag these men back. He never had the flame for them. While the Bill O'Reilly people, while Fox News tried to get Boyce Watkins fired as a professor at Syracuse University. See, this is the reason why I got, like I said, this is the reason why I got a problem with those who want to race bait, who want to call themselves pro-black, those who want to call themselves Pan-African, those who fly the red, black, and green flag. A lot of y'all don't hate white people. Y'all want to be with white people because you're scared. You got all the smoke for every other black person, but y'all got no smoke for Bill O'Reilly. You don't got no smoke for Lord Ingram. You don't got no smoke for Sean Hannity. You ain't got no smoke for Geraldo Rivera. You don't got no smoke, Boyce. This is the reason why, though, you are a parody. This is the reason why you are a fool. No matter how many times you try to play the black card. We black, we Pan-Africans, we this, that, and third. Talking about black excellence. But then you won't perform black excellence when defending yourself and other black people against racist white, from a racist white news agency like Fox News and other new agencies that's owned by Roger Ailes. Like I said, a lot of pro-blacks, who I like to call pro-quacks, are usually scared of white people. They're usually scared because they really are jealous of white people. Tell you the truth, though. That's if you ask me. And let's also not forget Charles Wu, who used Boyce when talking about when people donated money to. What about the money that go to the Tulsa real estate fund in Oklahoma with Jay Morrison? What about that also put a lot of black people who donated to that in a highly financial disadvantage? What about the house in Ghana that Boyce Watkins, that Boyce himself owns, that nobody else don't want to talk about? What about the lies and deceit that Cynthia G, and yes, I said it, even Cynthia G knows about this. Cynthia G, Paris Milan, Yvette Carnell, Tone Talks, everybody who knows the deceitful tactics that Boyce Watkins and the lawsuits come from every of the women that used to work for him, especially those like let me try to find her name, Vicky Dillard. I hope I got the name right, or the person right. See, Boyce Watkins loved to sit there and talk smack. See, he wants people to forget about the instances when he talking about trying to shame black men about disrespecting black women. And yes, he's right. Black YouTube is a sad, sick place where black men can feel free to disrespect any woman they come across. But the hypocrisy of it is Boyce had done it to Cynthia G. Boyce had did that to Vicky Dillard. Boyce had did that to the, I forgot her name, with the fat she got the fat cheeks. She got the lovely fat cheeks. I forgot her name. And even Paris Milan and Yvette Carnell. Every black woman that came in contact with Boyce, he had routinely screw over. So Boyce is a hypocrite for talking to Anton Daniels about and disrespecting Kevin Samuels, because nobody disrespect more black women than Boyce Jughead Joyce Watkins, or who I like to call Moist Napkins. Yes, Moist Napkins. Anyway, and I'm gonna say this too, since I brought up Charles Wu, since I brought up the incident with the Tulsa real estate scam, and since I brought up that house that he used when he built in Ghana, I think that I think if people was really serious about Boyce, maybe y'all need to start contacting the Exchange and Securities Commission and the Federal Trade Commission, because Boyce, every little financial thing that Boyce does comes with scandal. Maybe y'all need to contact those folks and put those folks and put the government in Boyce's life. That's what y'all need. That's what I think should happen. But my name is BIGJXXX. Like, share, subscribe. I got a video on, next video's coming up about Texas needs to that the governor of Texas rather, and in the state of Florida, the governor of Florida should be impeached for the migrant crisis in Chicago and New York. That video is coming up, and I also got another video on the what's that? The lieutenant governor of North Carolina, his craziness. That's gonna come up too, because it's time to start having a pushback on these charlatans who y'all run up to for y'all's wicked race bait entertainment. My name is BIGJXXX, and in your heart, you know what I'm right. Links is in the description box.